Welcome to Surgeon Syndicate. If you're paying attention, you know that you only make money when you work. It might be great money, but it's dependent on you. The information on this podcast will help you solve that. We interview experts and provide analysis into financial freedom through commercial real estate. Why? To help physicians like you thrive. Let's dive in.
Welcome back to Surgeon Syndicate. This is your host, Dr. Michael McManus, and we are here today with the second half of our interview with Vanessa Alfaro. Vanessa is really a trailblazer in using AI for real estate and for other uses. Let's jump in with our discussion about using AI to better understand the people we're talking to.
Yes, it's incredible. I'm going to give you an example. There are a few companies out there that already have this technology where you can understand the personality of the person you're talking to. So, for example, and everybody, as you said, everybody is different. If you're talking to a lawyer, okay, this person is looking to engage with you and have different answers than if you're talking to I don't know, an engineer, of a CPA or a doctor. And not only that, inside, removing the fact that it's a career, inside of being a doctor, everybody is different. So if you have heard about the desk report, the ISC report. So that report analyze your personality, and it's going to tell you how do you react to things when you work, on your environment, your personal environment, and it's based in 4 specific pillars of this report. And it's very helpful because when you understand this report with someone that you're working with, you know if for that person, okay, you need to engage better at the beginning in more personal way, in more feeling way. How's that person doing? How's that person feeling? How is that doing in the day? How was your week? These type of things. If you come to me in a meeting and you start asking me how was my week, how was my day, how are my kids, I call you out. Like, that's not me. Just come, hey, hi, we're good. Let's start this party, right? And so there is people that likes that, and there's others that are very right to the point. Okay, let me see the numbers. Let me see the statistics. Where are you basing these numbers? What are your sources? Some people, they just don't care. They just how they feel with you. That's my husband, for example. They will just talk to someone and he never listen what the person is saying, but he will feel. And then if he likes, and he barely made a mistake with someone, by the way. I am completely the opposite. I'm just listening what you're saying. I'm analyzing what you're saying. And I am questioning your numbers, your sources. Like, I'm a very analytic person. Okay. Now, going back to the AI, was you understand that everybody is different. And then you're working with brokers, partners, investors. Then how do you communicate with everybody, okay, in a way that the person receives the information better? You usually communicate from your perspective, okay? But when you're doing sales trainings, they always also trains you in like, okay, try to understand this person and try to create rapport, right? And if you're talking to brokers, it's like you need to create rapport. But how do you do that if you don't know the person that you're talking with? So there is an AI for that. And I'm going to give you the name so everybody that's listening to the podcast can go and check it out. So this AI, okay, is going to go on public information on LinkedIn, and it's going to go on public information on the internet. And this AI is going to pull this report from this person that you don't know. So don't be scared. Don't be concerned. This is public information, right? And everything that you put on the internet is public. So you need to realize that. So based on public information that you have out there, this company is going to pull this report, okay, of the person that you're meeting. And this AI, okay, is going to tell you what type of, in these 4 pillars of the DIS report, what part this person fills in is already have your information. So you're able to see, okay, for example, on a D, okay, you're able to see if the other person is also a D, or is a pillar, or is an A, okay, whatever it is. You're able to also see with the AI how you need to communicate with that person. So, for example, if you're selling and it's telling you right there, if you're selling to that person, okay, what are the words that this person likes to see? This person likes to see numbers. This person likes to see statistics. This person wants to confirm the sources, okay, X, Y, and Z. And it gives you different, different scenarios if you are like doing a pitch deck, or if you want to say thank you to that person. Like, it's just incredible tool, and for me it's one of the most incredible AI that is right there, because for me it's really easy if I want to go on, for example, talking to a broker, okay, and this is for the whole acquisition team as well. If my acquisition team wants to talk to a broker, and first they go on LinkedIn and they see who this person is, okay, it's going to be easier for them to create rapport than just trying to meet this person for 6 months. Now, I used this tool last week with someone, and I'm trying right now when I'm talking, I'm trying to look in your LinkedIn profile, Mike, so I can tell you what is the report showing live. But last week I had a meeting with this person. We had a meeting about speaking in a big conference about artificial intelligence, and it was a little bit new for him as well. So he wanted to understand how is this affecting the bottom line, and how my speaking and the tools that I'm going to show are going to help the entrepreneurs that are going into that. So I use the AI, and then go and I see that this person is a high D and a high architect. Okay. And I see that he wants to see numbers in everything. And he wants to see the sources to make sure that those numbers are accurate. He was pretty much similar to me. Okay. So I used that information to talk to him before he started. When he was asking me about AI, I was giving him numbers. This is what the MIT says about AI. This is what this is what's happening with the global. I gave him all the numbers of the conversation with all the sources, and he was very impressed. But then at the end of the conversation, I told him, I want to show you something. Okay, and please don't be scared. I knew already what you wanted to hear. And I knew already all these things because I have an AI that is helping me to know how to talk to you. He was like, I don't understand. And I shared the screen and I showed him, okay, this is what it said. Tell me if this is you. And he was completely shocked. He was like, this is exactly me. And he was reading everything. He was reading the profile. He was reading how he's suggesting me to talk to him. And his word was, wow.
What's cool about that is there's a lot of people are afraid that AI will dehumanize the world, because I hear this a lot, and they're like, oh, well, kids today, they're always on their screens and all this. Mm-hmm. But if you had this for people you're interacting with, and all of a sudden, because we all know the people who are socially gifted, and I think those are the people who maybe figure these things out much faster than everybody, and they just understand people. But if we all could have a little more leg up, that when you meet somebody, you get this information like this, how to talk to this person, how much better relationships we'll have, especially maybe for some of us who miss those cues sometimes. My wife's like, you're an idiot. You couldn't you tell that person was like missing the whole point? And I was like, what are you talking about? And you're like, oh my goodness. And then you kind of get it later. But like, if you could have that ahead of time, it's like, here's how to talk to this person. That would be really cool. And it's going to make us better as people versus more withdrawn.
The reality is that not everybody is a psychologist, and not everybody has all this gift of understanding people at first time. I don't have that gift. Okay. So for me, it's an awesome tool to understand who I'm talking to, okay, and how to communicate the information. Some people would be annoying for me if I am too excited, okay, and I have to slow down and calm down. And some people just want to see that. So it's not that I'm changing myself. I am not changing myself. I'm just like being smart about how to communicate certain information to certain people. And for an acquisition team that is talking to 10, 15 brokers a day is an awesome tool. For an investor relation team that is talking to hundreds of investors all the time is an awesome tool as well. And you can connect this actually with your Gmail account, with your CRM. So when you're sending an email, you can also get suggestions from the AI. If the email is too direct, my emails are extremely direct. So I have to filter my emails always with AI and make it like maybe more soft and like make it longer for some people. I do that with some of the partners. For me, this is an incredible tool just on human relations and communication. But for next year, we're going farther from this. Okay. For next year, we're working in something really cool, which is a chatbot that is able to understand the personality of the investor and is able to produce a video of myself, a deep fake of myself, so I can talk in the chatbot with the investor immediately, and is able to ask some questions from the investor and create a specific report or a specific recommendation if we have a few properties in an offer and the investor wants to know, okay, why would this property would fit better for me than other. And this chatbot will be completely automated without the involvement of any humans, since the person interact with that in my website until the investor gets their report or their recommendation. So that's one of the things that we're working, and it will be also based on this technology because the investor is going to receive a specific report. So probably one person will receive a 3 pages report when someone else will receive just 1 page report based on the disk. Another thing that we're working in Venus Capital is that we're creating a chatbot in my voice. So we have my disk report, we have my writing style, we have the way that I talk. We take some of these podcasts that I do, we transcript that, we put all these in the chatbot, and now we're able to create social media content, emails, and letters in my voice, a specific voice. So it will be used for my team just to create that sounds like me for social media or for anything. And I'm very transparent on social media. And I always say, if you read my bio on social media, it says that AI is managing, AI and me, we're managing our social media. So we're working on this chatbot. We're also working in another chatbot that is right now in beta, that is for underwriting properties, faster properties. So our students in Luna X have access to that chatbot right now. So before we would use what you call the prompt, but now that we're able to create all these specific chatbots, so now we can create this specific chatbot for underwriting, and you can use it on ChatGPT. So that's another thing that we're working on, and the chatbot is in beta. So we're working on a few really cool things. The third one is another chatbot that we're creating just for the investors to be able to analyze my offers or any other offers based on the risk profile. So that chatbot, what it has is a certain questions that it will ask you as an investor, and it will measure your risk profile on your risk assessment and investment. And then with this chatbot, what we want is that you will be able to plug this the OM of the property or the property package, and the chatbot gives you certain risks or red flags if that investment does not match your risk profile. And I just think that this is a more transparent way for everybody as a syndicator to let the investor know that not every property is the right fit for that investor. Even though we all believe that our properties are amazing and that's a great investment. But the reality is that each investor is different and they have different risks. So those are a few things that we are working for next year.
That's awesome. I was just thinking when you were talking about that you could have this conversation, ask questions. And, if somebody's living the surgeon lifestyle where you're at work at 6:15 in the morning and you're getting home and it's 9:00 at night and you have all these things that you want to check up on, but you never can. And the last thing you want to do is open up a computer screen and try and read when you're just exhausted. You can, in the car home, be like, hey, Siri, call Vanessa. And you could have this conversation and ask specific questions, kind of talking to you and get that information in the middle of the night, or you got called in at 2 a.m. and you're waiting for the OR to be ready. And I can't tell you how many times I'm just sitting there and you're like, oh my goodness, what a waste of my life. And you could use those times that you could be following up on things with people who are asleep.
Right.
And they can answer your questions.
100%. And just to give you a very simple example of something that you can do with your team. Last night, my team, I was working with my team in a few invoices that they needed to send. And it was a lot of accounting. It was a lot of small amounts that they need to reconcile with another invoice. So they will have to take those a lot of small amounts and separate that per property so we understand how much is each property spending. And there was a lot of numbers. And doing that by hand, it was going to take at least 3 hours. So what I showed her is like, listen, let's do this with AI. So what we did is that we plugged 18 to 20 invoices, in PDF with all those numbers. And we asked the AI to transcribe that information from the PDF to an Excel document and organize that per property. And we did that with the 18 invoices in probably 50 minutes. And once we have that into Excel, we just download that and we just organize the Excel. Just like that. And this is just one example of many, many things that you can do with AI and your team can do with AI where they can optimize their time. And that's the whole point of using artificial intelligence. So you can do what you do best, and you can use the help of AI to optimize your time. So instead of doing something in 10 hours, it will probably take you 5 hours. So then you can grow your business. That's the whole point of artificial intelligence. Now, there is a learning curve, which is what is happening to you right now, that now you have all this information. It's like, wow. I didn't know all this exists, And now you are in this learning curve. And that's why I came with Luna X, helping people like you or like people that is listening this podcast, and many real estate investors that are still living in the 1980s. We're still using the Excel. Well, I would say living in the 2021.
I just recently saw somebody sent me a listing for a self-storage in rural Wisconsin. And in the due diligence documents, the guy actually said, I don't have any financials to share. They're all on sheets in my office. If you want to come here and look at them, you can. So it's 2023. And And he's still just scribbling notes and shoving them in a file cabinet.
Those are the type of business that I want to buy. Those types that are completely outdated. Because now you come and you can scan all those documents, put in a specific AI that do due diligence, and you just scan the documents and the AI will organize all that information from you, will transfer that into an Excel, and then you have all the data. And those type of businesses, you plug a little bit of technology, and those are the businesses that are going to make money. So I'm very interested to buy businesses that are outdated too.
That's amazing because it could take you put all this stuff in a scanner and on the other side, the computer does its work and you get all those financials basically put into QuickBooks or Excel and it looks just like somebody who's been a meticulous record keeper. There might be some blank spots, I'm guessing, though, in some of those. But at least you know where the blank spots are and you can get all that. It doesn't, and they can even analyze it. It's not like you got to go and spend years digging through boxes like in the movies where people are looking for stuff out of all these old records out of a storage shed.
Yeah, I use it for analyzing financials too. Sometimes what I do is like I plug financials versus pro forma numbers, and every month or every 3 months, and it gives us a report of what are the things, the red flags or things that are happening. And sometimes I pass that to the asset manager of the property. Like, listen, this is the report that I got. So it saves me time because I could be actually reading all those reports and coming with that conclusion myself. You can do that if you want, but if I ask you right now, Mike, please tell me how much is 3,525,000 plus 415. Are you going to use your brain right now to do that math, or are you going to use a calculator?
Yeah, calculator.
Can you do that math? Are you able to do it? Yes or no?
I could have if I was really paying attention. I know some people that could. They would just spit it out. But
what if you write it down? What if I tell you and you write it down? Are you able to do it?
Yeah. But I could do it quick.
You can do it quickly. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I could do it quicker with a calculator than on my own.
That's the whole point. So imagine that AI is like a very smart calculator. So if I can read all these reports myself, and sometimes I do it, or I can plug that into AI and ask AI to give me the red flags or the recommendations of what's happening, and then just take that in 10 minutes. And then if it's something that is pointing out that I need to focus and going back to the reports, the AI can do that faster. So that's the whole point. Okay, if you're listening to this podcast, it's exactly like a calculator. You're going to use your brain when you need it. Okay, but if a machine can do it faster and better than you, then why not?
That's awesome. Well, Vanessa, I can't believe this is we've already been here for an hour having this great conversation, and I'm still learning. It's like every time I talk to you, I come away going, "Oh my goodness." Is there anything else? I don't want to keep you all day.
I will invite people to just research, or everybody, learn a different pace in a different way. They can go and check one of the webinars that I have that are about AI and real estate. They can go to our lunax.ai website and check what we have there for real estate investors. We have a masterclass as well that they can go and see how we're using these technologies and how we're helping real estate investors to learn faster and to not also to learn faster, but to understand the capabilities of and how to use those tools. So if you're interested, I just invite you to search and look for more information. That I have a lot of information on my on the links that I send you. Okay, and you can check more webinars or the masterclass.
All right, and those will be in the show notes. And I can testify when you jump on the train with Vanessa, it goes fast, and you'll learn a lot in a big hurry. So, thank you so much for being here. And to all our listeners for joining, I hope we've provided you some value here. It's been valuable to me. And if you did get value out of this, please, I keep harping on this now, leave us a review. It works in the algorithm, the AI that Spotify and Apple Podcasts use to help other people find us so they can listen too. So thank you again for being here. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you so much.
This has been an episode of Surgeon Syndicate. If you got value from this episode, you know other surgeons are hungry to become job optional, and you can help them by sharing this content today. Schedule a call and we can make a plan. Looking forward to having you with me on the next episode.